everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I will be making orange chicken. Now this is one of my favorites. This is the first thing I'm going to order when I go to a Chinese restaurant is the orange chicken. So first thing I'm going to use is chicken thighs. And right here I already wash them, I already clean them. So I'm going to set this over here and we're going to get rid of them up into bite size. Now some people leave this and normally I kind of cut it off and trim it off. Now it's up to you if you want to leave that there. So, and then and sometimes I go so far is if I'm doing a healthy version, I come in and I go so far to do this right here sometime and get this fat right here because I like thighs, but you know, it be so oily, so I try to come in and get as much fat as I can and go just like that. And you know, just come over here and see if you see any fat in there like that. And now that is something that you want to do, but if it's something that I'm watching what I'm going to eat for that week, I'll go in and try to trim as much fat off I can if I'm not frying this. But anyway, so right now we're going to cut it up in bite size. So that's all you doing. Okay, y'all, I got 2 more to go. So look at this. See how it lean and it still got just a little fat on here. And it's for the ones that love dark meat, but they cut it out because they cholesterol or high blood pressure, whatever, which I already know, yeah, we frying. But just say if you don't want to fry this or you want to put it in an air fryer or whatever you want to do with any type of chicken thigh, all you have to do just come in and like I say, look, you really don't see as much fat on there, but all you have to do just come in and turn this over and you look at this is the thick part and this is the skinny part. So what I do is I come in and I just take my time, and it don't take no time to just skim this fat off just like this, and you just using your knife and just getting that fat cap out of here. All right, y'all, this is what my chicken looking like now. I done trimmed the fat on there. Like I said, you don't have to do it, but I just like to do that. And like I say, normally I probably wouldn't do that much fat, but like I say, it's a habit for me because I trim the fat because I like dark meat. I like chicken thighs, so in order for me to eat it, I trim a lot of the fat off. And you know, I hope that you know something that you know you find useful, you know, in your cooking. So right now, I already washed it, chopped it, and everything. So next, I'm finna go ahead and put this chicken in here right now. So I'm finna make like a little wet batter. So right now, let me wash my hands right quick, and then I'm finna make this wet batter. All right, y'all, I'm finna make a small wet batter. So I'm finna come in with about, I'm going to start with a ½ cup of flour here. So this about a ½ cup. Coming in with about maybe a ½ cup of cornstarch here. Then I'm gonna come in with about maybe a teaspoon of baking powder, not baking soda, baking powder. So you got a ½ cup of cornstarch, a ½ cup of flour, and about a teaspoon or so of baking powder. Then I'm gonna come in with a little salt right here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and stir this up for a second. I'm finna make a little wet batter, so I'm finna start out with like a ½ cup of water just to see how far I want to do this. Then I'm gonna come in with a little soy sauce. Maybe a teaspoon or so. This is the one with light sodium in it right here. Okay, now I'm gonna come in with about maybe ½ teaspoon of this dark soy sauce. And this is the brand of soy sauce when I say dark. So this is the brand that I use right here. What is it, Sharice? It's Pearl River Bridge right here. I'm gonna stir this up and see what it's looking like. So this tell me I wanted a little bit more water here. Okay, so right now I'm satisfied with this right here. This is what I'm looking for right here for my wet batter. So right now the soy sauce it got a little salt in it. So right now you don't want to get too heavy on that soy sauce. Now if you want to skip the soy sauce, you can. So I'm coming in just like this and finna go ahead and do this right here. So look, see what I'm doing here? You want to work this in just like this. See what I'm doing? You want to put some gloves on, or you don't have to put no gloves on. And you want to just keep working it like this because you want to make sure this get in all the crevices of your chicken. See that? What I'm doing? All right, y'all. So right now we finna get ready and sit this to the side, and we finna get ready to make our flour up, and then we're gonna make our sauce. So let me wash my hands and come back. Finna get ready to make the dry batter right quick. So I'm coming in with about maybe a half a cup of flour here, maybe 3/4, and then I'm finna come in with a half a cup of cornstarch. Now you can use cornstarch or potato starch. You know, sometimes I use potato starch. I'm not sure. I'm sure y'all know what it is, but I'll show you right quick. So you can use this if you want to, right here. But since I already had cornstarch open, so I'm gonna go ahead and use that. So I'm coming in with about maybe a teaspoon to almost a tablespoon, maybe a teaspoon of baking powder here. So remember, half a cup of flour, half a cup of cornstarch, and a teaspoon or so of baking powder. And then we're just gonna sprinkle just a little salt, maybe 1/4. Just like that. All right, y'all, right now, I'm finna get ready and dredge this, my chicken into my batter. So on this flour right here, I'm gonna pour just a little water in here, maybe, I don't know, maybe 2 tablespoons. Now, I saw this technique, and this right here is the put the straggly pieces on your chicken. So I'm just putting a little water in here. I'm not making a dough like. So I saw that technique, and I'm gonna try just like that. You see this right here? It's almost like biscuit texture where you're trying to make a biscuit. You see that? So I just put a little bit on there, and I'm finna go ahead and do this. Now you can skip that step what I just did here. So we're just gonna do this. Make sure you get that flour in your chicken real well here. This is what I'm talking about right here. You see that? See how that look right here? I'll set it right there. And I can see what they talking about. You know, put that a few pieces of straggly bits on there where you get that rough texture on your chicken, that crunchy, so it can make it crunchy. So make sure you don't have them touching either. So we're gonna come in with a cup of orange juice here. So right here at this about maybe 3/4, I'm gonna cut this up in a minute and put it in there. And then next we're gonna come in with about a half a cup of, maybe 3/4 cup of chicken broth. You know, some people don't use chicken broth, but I'm going to go ahead and use some in mine. So I'm coming in with that, just like that. So next we're going to come in with about, maybe 1/4 cup of brown sugar here. And then 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, dark. And then I'll put maybe a teaspoon of light soy sauce in here. Now I'm coming in with about maybe a tablespoon or 2 of oyster sauce. So next I'm going to come in with a 1/4 cup of this rice vinegar here. Like that. Maybe a little bit more. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. I'm going to grate this orange. Just grate. Don't go into the white part of it because that's bitter. So next I'm just going to go ahead and squeeze this lemon juice out of here. And that will make that full 1 cup. And kids, what I'm doing right here, don't do that. Next, I got this tangerine right here. Now, you don't have to have this, but I'm going to go ahead and use a little of this tangerine, the juice from it, if I can. Okay, so right now, I'm going to get ready to stir this. This is what you need right here. So, I'm going to set this to the side. So, right here, grate some lemon from this. I'm going to have a few. Don't go into the white part, because I'm going to use this in my skillet. See what I'm doing? So you just get a little of this right here. You're going to grate some ginger. So I'm going to come in with about maybe a teaspoon to tablespoon of ginger. So you're just doing this. So now I'm coming in with about maybe 2 cloves of garlic, or maybe 3. Y'all, we finna make a corn slurry here. I'm using cornstarch. So now you can use flour if you ain't got cornstarch or whatever, but you should, because you got to have that to fry your chicken in. So I'm just
to thicken up the sauce.
And that's to thicken up your sauce, you know, when it's time, when we get ready to cook it, okay? So right now, I'm finna get ready to go over to the stove here, and we finna get to work. All right, y'all, we finna get ready to drop these pieces in the oil. So remember, you know, you don't want to overcrowd this. Okay, so right now we're gonna start out cooking this for about 3 minutes. Okay, y'all, here go. This is what the chicken looking like. It's been about 3 minutes or so, and you see that right there. This is what I'm talking about right here. So right now I'm gonna let it sit in there for about maybe 1 more minute, and I'm gonna take them out. See that? Just like that. After a while, I'm gonna determine, once I fry my last batch, I'm gonna determine if I want to double fry those. But it just depends on if that crunch is still there. Okay, right now I'm finna go ahead and take them out. It's been about 3 to 4 minutes total. See that? Just like that.
Popcorn chicken.
Yep, just like that.
It actually tastes good like that.
Now my wet batter ain't never failed me yet when I use water. And we got 1 more batch to fry up. Okay, y'all, on this right here, as I had took these out, make sure you don't have the touching, because you don't want them all bung them up together, because, you know, it'll sweat and they'll lose its crunch. So right now you just want to make sure you have them kind of spread out. And if you got a lot, you know, get you another pan like this, 2 pans right here. So now we finna get ready to make this sauce here. So I'm finna go ahead and turn my eye on. I'm gonna use a little oil, maybe a tablespoon of this avocado oil, and I might use a little sesame seed oil here. So I might use maybe a teaspoon of that. Okay, y'all, when you get ready and zest your peels or whatever, you don't want your peels to be wet. So make sure they be completely dry when you do this step here. So right here, like I said, I got about a tablespoon of avocado oil, or you can use a teaspoon, and I got about a teaspoon of this sesame seed oil in here. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and put this lemon in here. The lemon is a tangerine slices, and it's the orange slices right here. So right now I'm gonna go in and I'm put a few pepper flakes in here. I'm gonna cook that for a minute, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put my garlic in. Now, right here, you don't want your garlic to burn. So you're going to do this real quick, and I'll go ahead and put my ginger in here. So I kind of got this on a medium-low right now. So right here, I'm just cooking this for about maybe a second or so. So now I'm going to get ready and come in with my sauce here. So this, remember, we already made this. So I'm coming in with it. So we got the sauce in, and like I say, on the sugar wise, you can get away with adding maybe a half a cup of brown sugar. Now you can go with like 1/4 to a half a cup. So I went on to use a half a cup in mine. Okay, we're gonna let this cook for maybe 1 or 2 minutes. And once it come up to a boil, we're going to add our cornstarch slurry in it. So now I'm going to go over here and look at my chicken and see what that's looking like. So see that? See how that looking crispy right here? And this is without even using an egg or an egg white on it. So it worked very well for me. So I'm going to let this cook again. And like I say, I'm come in, I'm look at this chicken over here and see if it's still crunchy. Yeah, we good right now. Now it's boiling, so right now I'm finna, as they call it, temper your slurry. That means bring it to a room temperature. And that's what I'm trying to do here. So now I'm finna go in and add some of this slurry. And this right here, this is what's gonna make it thick. You see what it's doing now? just like that. So I use maybe about a tablespoon or two, and you can tell how much you want to add in there. You see that, what it looking like? It look real good. All right, y'all, this look good, don't it?
Yep.
Okay, y'all, look, this is what I'm talking about. Just like that. See how crispy that chicken looking right here? Because you don't want no soggy chicken at this point. We finna get ready to add this chicken to the sauce. So now you can put this in a big bowl if you like, but I'm gonna go ahead and do mine like this. And you know what? I do have a big bowl that I might just do that. All right, y'all, I'm finna put this chicken right here in the bowl. And we finna get ready to toss the sauce over. Now you hear that? That means that it's fried hard enough. So we're just gonna come in with that, like that. And I already got some already in here. So I'm just gonna come in and I'm gonna pour that sauce over this chicken just like that. So we're gonna stir it in there, just like that. See that? We got plenty of sauce here. Y'all, let me go ahead and plate this up and I'll be back with the final product. All right, y'all, this is the final product right here. This is my orange chicken here. And for the side, I made some rice to go with it. And this is one of my favorite dishes on the planet. All right, y'all, I'm finna get ready and taste this for y'all and see what it tastes like, because right now I can tell you it tastes good. And so I'm gonna grab a fork and I might just taste one of the orange chicken out of the plate right here. All right, y'all, I done tasted it and I don't even know why I got this plate. So I'm gonna taste one more bite because right now it tastes real good. It still had a crunch to it. You can taste the orange flavor, and this right here, you won't go wrong, and you can't beat this meal with a stick if you try this meal right here. So that being said, I would like to thank everyone for watching me. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the like button. And again, I appreciate you and thank you.